So I had like bullet points of ideas of what I wanted to do. I've always wanted the wizard, and I always wanted the choir of children. When I was writing the initial document, in the pitch, I'm like, it would be really cool. You know, we don't have to, but it would be really cool. Do you guys think we can get a children's choir? And then they're like, maybe. Can you imagine meetings upon meetings that everyone, like people, imagine clocking in to your 9 to 5 and you have to do a meeting about a children's choir for the 5th time that week. And the meeting is like, do you think this is a good idea for Gigi Mooning to have 15 children singing on her stream? An hour-long meeting each time? I can't believe these people, they're having meetings about my children's choir. I think in the beginning, we had to go into meetings of like, this is what I want to do. So we went to those meetings, and I had this really, really detailed document, and I'm like, yeah, I want all of this, and it would be like this, and this is gonna happen, and you can just tell, they're like, what the hell is she talking about? Because I think what I want to do, like, English-speaking people barely understand what I want to do. So can you imagine I go into this meeting and I'm trying to convey this to all the staff that only speaks Japanese, and it has to be translated over. And I'm just like, what the hell? It's really rough to try and convey, like, the language barrier of it all. But I got really lucky. The director sign that I got was very kind and very sweet, and just immediately knew what I wanted, and was so on board with my ideas. It was a very, like, trust the process kind of thing. I feel like my director sign was really, really good and knew exactly what kind of humor I wanted, because there was a lot of time where other staff would be like, I don't get it. And they're like, don't worry, I do. Don't worry, just trust us. And I'm like, phew, thank God. I think in my initial proposal, I have like some things where they intentionally look bad. It's a 3D showcase. They put a lot of effort into this, and it's like a huge event, and they're like, this has to be the most polished thing ever, and we have to work really, really hard to make sure that it's really high quality. And so I come in here and I'm like, no, I want it to look like shit. I'm like, no, it needs to look terrible. I want this to look, and I don't care. The worse it looks, the better. It adds to the experience if it looks terrible. Inside, they're fighting against it. We're like, no, I can't do this because, no. And I'm like, yeah, yes, you must. You have to. Because I have a lot of really, really specific random ideas. And then everything else is like, I don't really care. I just really want to do these very, very specific random ideas. And my very initial thought, it's kind of how I do everything, is I really, 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 I enjoy when things are a little surreal. And in my head, my entire thought process is, I don't care if it doesn't make sense to anyone. I think the weirder it is, the awesomer it is. Everything I want, everything I create, it has to be a little weird. It has to be very absurd. But it doesn't have to be good. That's the thing. I never set out for something to be good. I can't even tell it. Was this good? I don't know. That's subjective. But I want it to be weird. And I'm like, this could be the weirdest thing I ever do. And I want someone to remember it because of how confused they are. And at the end of the day, they don't have to like it. But were they confused by it, and were they a little weirded out? That's staying with you. That experience is sticking with you even you might be like, oh, I'm the biggest hater in the whole wide world, and I hated that 3D and everything about it. Like the humor didn't hit with me, all those bits, I did not get them, but it stuck with you because you didn't get it. And you're like, like all of it didn't make sense and it hurt my head and there's no freaking plot. Yep, and you thought about it. You had to use your precious time and your precious brain cells to take psychic damage from my 3D, and I will consider that a success. If they enjoy it, they're gonna have a great time. If they don't like it, they're gonna have the worst time of their life, and that's so funny to me. It's so funny to me that someone can watch that and just like have the worst day of their life. Yeah, living rent-free in their head. That's a win.
And thank you for watching. So please subscribe. Thank you. ありがとう。